Good afternoon, everyone. We're really excited to have you all here. My name is Paola, and I'm part of the Center for Education Policy and Advocacy, CEPA. And this is you want to say?
Ferd Wulkan, and I work for the Mass Society of Professors, which is the Faculty Librarian Union, and I'm an organizer with PHENOM. So we've learned today about a corporate elite with a clear ideology and an ambitious agenda. It's an elite that sees this as the time to push hard to extend their wealth, their control, and their reach even further. In other words, they've declared class war. Higher education is a key battleground in this war, and that's the point that I want to make here today. 3/4 of college students in this country attend public colleges, and the corporate class wants control of those colleges for two major reasons. First, who gets to go to college, who pays for it, and what gets taught. Those things matter to this elite. It matters because they can help select, shape, and mold the technocrats, the managers, the politicians, the policymakers, the opinion leaders for years to come. The elite has a long-term vision and strategy. We have to have one too. The second reason, there's a tremendous untapped potential for profit in higher education. They want to increase the market share of for-profit colleges, in the news a lot these days, how they're ripping people off. But at the same time, they also want to take over certain operations of what are still being called public colleges. The privateers know that to the extent that the public treasury is bled dry, there'll be more impetus to parcel out various parts of college and university operations to the private sector. So in their twisted logic, taxes are bad, budget cuts are good. There's a logic there. So let me talk a little bit about PHENOM, the Public Higher Education Network of Massachusetts. PHENOM's efforts are part of the fight against this trend, fighting to keep the public in public higher education and to keep the neoliberal agenda from defining access, quality, and control in our public colleges. PHENOM began right here on this campus as a small grassroots effort in 2006, and we should all be proud of the role our campus played. But in 4 short years, with students at the center, it has become a large, respected, influential statewide organization fighting for accessible, affordable, well-funded, well-staffed, high-quality public higher education. So each year we fight for more financial aid, for higher campus operating budgets, to minimize fee increases and rising student debt. So this has led us to advocate strongly for raising more state revenue, for the legislation that Max Page talked about, to raise that revenue from the wealthy and the corporations. In the long run, we believe in a free system of higher education available to all. PHENOM believes that only a large grassroots movement uniting students with faculty, staff, alumni, and community organizations can be powerful enough to make the politicians turn their rhetoric into policy. PHENOM is bold in its vision and has a flair for the dramatic. Recently, we staged a dramatic walk across Massachusetts from the Berkshires to Boston. We filed a complaint with the Obama administration that got us over $50 million more for public higher education in this state. We held a race to the median on the Boston Common. That's part of our campaign to let's be average, to try to get Massachusetts support for public higher education, at least up to the national average, and student costs down to the national average. And just recently, we helped form a first ever legislative public higher education caucus in the Massachusetts State House. And I should mention that today, the caucus is meeting, and their featured speaker is one of our own, Nancy Folbray from the economics department here. She's the author of a recent book that I highly recommend called Saving State U, Why We Must Fix Public Higher Education. So this month, PHENOM all across the state with allies such as CEPA and others are organizing call-in days to the legislature to advocate for funding, for financial aid, and most important, for the progressive tax reform that we need to pay for them. So back to CEPA and Paola.
So this has been a really exciting day, but we want you to stay involved. Tomorrow at the Cape Cod Lounge, we're going to be having a great call-in day. You can just come by between 10 and 2 and you're gonna be able to call your representatives, your legislators, and tell them what you need, tell them about your issues and about funding especially. So just stop by, it's between 10 to 2 tomorrow, Wednesday. Tell people to come, and if you wanna volunteer, please do so. Right now, we're passing sheets, so you can sign up for that. And then in about 2 weeks, on Wednesday, the 20th, we're gonna be having our lobby day. So we're gonna be going to Boston and having a great time. We're gonna have a great rally outside the State House, and we're gonna go inside and lobby our legislators and tell them what we need and network with them and just make them listen to us. So these are really good opportunities for everyone to stay involved, tell other people about it, sign up for it. If you have any questions, please come find us. We're gonna be around. And also, the Craft Center has been amazing, and they have made buttons for us. So if you wanna get some of those, they're gonna be around here. And just keep up the good fight.